this one is my mic. One. Yeah, okay, no, the mic is on. But I can't see anything about. It says live, but you can't tell.
Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. Oh, yeah, here's somebody. Hello. Hey, funny. How you doing? This is my first time doing a live stream on YouTube. Welcome. You are my first YouTube live stream guest. Hey, what's up, everybody? Cool. No audio. Uh-oh. Well, that's bad. How do I get audio working then? You can't hear me? Hold on. Hi. Good to see you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? There's an echo in the sound. Oh no. Okay. Let me see what I can do with the sound. Wait, this one. No, we don't want that one. Okay. Can you hear me now? Did I fix the echo? Did I fix the echo? Wow, it seems like there's a lot of people now. And that's great. Is this better? Is this a little better now? Did I fix it? I'm not sure. It's my first time doing this on YouTube. Okay, great. I fixed it. All right. Welcome, everybody. How's it going? Oops. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining my very first YouTube live broadcast. Where are you guys from? Where is everybody from today? Thanks so much for joining. I'm here in the United States. I'm in California. And so I'm curious where everybody else is from. I can see a couple people, looks like from completely different parts of the world. Yeah, that was my wife who was just there. Brazil, Algeria, Egypt. Wow, that's great. Ahlan wa sahlan. It's great to see everybody here. From Mexico, great. Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos a todos de Mexico. Great to see everybody. Algeria. Actually, I don't speak Arabic very well. لا تتكلم العربية, but I know a little bit of Arabic. Japan, Brazil, great. Iraq. Welcome everybody. Yeah, just a little bit, just a little Arabic. Portuguese, I forgot how to say anything in Portuguese from Brazil, but someday I'll learn Portuguese and I'll be able to talk to you guys in Portuguese on my live stream. Maybe. So, Barry, you said I'm really fluent in Arabic. That's the nicest thing anyone has ever said. I don't speak Arabic at all. I wish I could speak Arabic, but I only know a few words. It's Ana Asif. I only know Ana Asif. Smuk Alexander. I'm from. I forgot even how to say I'm from America. I speak. I speak a couple languages. It's nice to study languages, and it's great to talk to people from all over the world. Thank you so much for coming to my very first live stream. Let me put that up on the screen here. It's my very first YouTube live stream. Let me see if I can get that text on the screen here. Do we get to have... Yeah, there we go. That was some stuff I was teaching before, but I'll write down right now. This was my very first My very first YouTube live stream. Oh, it's so small. Okay. Welcome to my first YouTube live stream. Now I'm curious, has anybody seen my videos on the channel before? Has anybody seen my videos? Do you guys know me from my YouTube channel? Have you seen my channel before, everybody? Do I have any fans here from my YouTube channel? That'd be very exciting if that was true. Oh, it's great to see everybody too. Thanks so much for joining. It looks like we have a great, already, a large number of people. Where's my chat? Okay, yeah, from YouTube. Great, great. Funny, I'm so glad that my videos have helped you to learn English. I'm super happy that I could help you to learn. I make the videos so that you can learn. I make the videos for everyone to learn English at their own pace. Whenever you want to learn English, you can learn English with my videos. Great. Hey, I'm so happy. Wow, that makes me real pleased. I'm really happy to hear that. This is something you can, if somebody says something nice to you, you can say, I'm so happy to hear that. If somebody says something nice to you, like you guys are saying nice things to me today, you can answer. You can say this in English. You can say, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that. It makes me very happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that. How would you say that in your language? By the way, I'm so happy to hear that. How would you say that in your language? In Arabic or in Spanish, in Portuguese? How would you say this in your language? I'm so happy to hear that. Estoy muy feliz de oír eso. Is that how you would say it in Spanish? I'm not really sure if that's a natural way to say it. Wow, Bari, I'm really happy that you're watching my videos, watching my channel up so late over there in Algeria. Estoy muy feliz de escuchar eso. Very nice, very nice. Of course, it's escuchar, not oír. Right. Very nice. Thank you, Fanny. Feliz en oír eso. I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation. Oh, but I can't read Japanese and I can't read Arabic yet. But I think I know what it means. It means I'm happy to hear that. Estoy feliz de oírte. Totemo resides. Totemo resides. Estou muito feliz em escutar isso. That's my attempt to speak Portuguese. I don't know how well I'm doing. My pronunciation is American. I'm an American. I'm from California. So I can pretend to speak British English. I can play around and say a few things in British English, but I don't speak British English very naturally. So yeah, my pronunciation is American English because I'm from California. I'm from California. Has anybody ever been to California? Has anybody here ever been to California before? ¿Han visitado a los Estados Unidos? Have you been to California before? 你们去过美国加州吗? Have you been to California before? Let me just write that in the chat. Why not? Let me write that in the text box here. Have you been to California before? Have you been to California before? A long time ago. Okay. Basant23 says, do you think someone can learn Mandarin? Yes, I think anybody can learn Mandarin if you want. Hey, where did that comment go? I just replied to somebody who said, do you think someone can learn Mandarin? And yes, my answer is yes. I learned Mandarin. I think anybody here could learn Mandarin if you want to learn. Funny says, do you teach any certification in English? That's a really good question. I teach IELTS courses. IELTS, IELTS. I teach English for the IELTS. I haven't visited the USA, but I would like to do it. That's really good English there, good grammar. I haven't visited the USA, but I would like to do it. Unfortunately, I have never been abroad. Wow, you guys already have really good English. I'm glad you like my channel. I'm glad that you are fans of my channel, but I'll say your English is great already. Yes, I have been in USA, but never have been in California. Yeah, the USA is so big, so it's very normal just to come to the USA. Maybe you saw some other places. Zoreme, Rosario, where did you go in the USA? Maybe I was there too. And if you are, it looks like we have a couple of new people so far. So where are you from? Coffee with Milk. We have a couple new viewers. Where are you guys from? Maybe I've been there. Risa, you're going to take the IELTS test. That's great. You say "ganbatte" in Japanese to say you can do it. I know you can do well on the IELTS test. I hope my videos were helpful for you when practicing the IELTS speaking. Eduarda, you're so welcome. I'm really happy I could help you with my English videos on my channel. Zoraime, you said you visited New York and Florida. I've never been to Florida. Did you like Florida? When I was 12 or 13, a really long time ago. When I was 12 or 13, I went to New York, but I don't really remember it. This is something you can say pretty easily. I went to, let's see, when I was 12 or 13, I went to New York, but I don't really remember it. Oh, it's off the screen. Sorry, let's do that. Have you been to California before? Well, you could say, when I was 12 or 13, let's change this to New York, actually. New York? Have you been to New York before? When I was 12 or 13, I went to New York, but I don't really remember it. Well, Bari, Abdel Hakim, it's so possible for you to learn English. Your written English already looks excellent, Bari. You should be very proud. Thanks for encouraging us. We're still learning English as a second language. We're still learning, Still, ing, still learning. That's perfect grammar. You should be very proud. That's excellent work. Jose, thank you so much for saying that the connected speech videos are helpful. I'm really glad that they're helpful. People go on live streams sometimes to promote their products. So now I'm going to promote my Patreon just a little bit. I have a Patreon page. I don't know if you've heard of my Patreon account, but I put it in my video description. But let me link it in the chat here. There it is. I'll put the Patreon link in the chat. If you're not a member of my Patreon, you can check it out right now and see if you're interested. I have videos there about the IELTS. I have long, 1 hour long connected sound videos. So if you become a member of the Patreon, you can check out these long videos that will not only help you with spoken fluency, but also help you with IELTS speaking. So if you're practicing IELTS, check out my Patreon. So enough of the commercial. Let's go back to chatting. Zoreme says that she's from Venezuela and lives in Bogota, Colombia. I've never been to Colombia, but I've heard that Bogota is a really nice city. Do you like it in Bogota? And has anybody else been to, has anybody else traveled to South America? I'd be really interested to hear about your experiences traveling. Did you maybe use English when you traveled? That would be pretty interesting. I've never been to anywhere in South America before. I've studied Spanish for a long time, but I went to Mexico for the first time last month. So I studied Spanish for like 12 or 13 years. No, 10 or 11 years. Then I finally went to Mexico last month, and I was very happy that I could travel and speak Spanish while traveling. It was very helpful to speak Spanish in Mexico. I went to Oaxaca. Has anybody here ever been to Oaxaca in Mexico? All right, well, let me teach a little bit. Now that since I'm here, I can teach a little bit about talking about traveling in English, and I can talk a little bit about connected sounds, because my favorite thing to teach is connected sounds. So let me take this sentence from the chat. So Kunst, I am a Californian. I'm a very calm person. I don't get angry at all in my normal life. So I have a very calm voice, and that's what I like to do. I like to have a calm voice. I like to make calm videos. Some teachers make very exciting videos, and it's great if you're a teacher who makes exciting videos, or if you're a student who likes exciting videos. That's great. But my style is calm, and I like to have calm videos on my channel. So let me teach a little bit about connected speech here using a sentence from the chat. So, I live in Bogota. Let me put the accent there. Bogota, Colombia. I live in Bogota, Colombia. This is not me, right? This is one of our friends in the chat here. This is Zoraime. I live in Bogota, Colombia. Or you can just say I live in, actually. Because some people might enter and leave the chat and they might be confused. They might think, oh, I'm from Colombia, but I'm not from Colombia. I'm from California. So we can just say I live in. And I live in has a little connection. Did you know that? Oh, that's huge. Way too big. Let me delete that, and let me make a very much smaller pen here. Tiny little pen. There we go. I live in. Why can't I delete it? How strange. Let me refresh that. Sorry for the delay. I want to show everybody some connected sounds in what you are all saying in the chat. So the things that you're saying in the chat have connected sounds in them, and I want to show you, just like I do in my videos. There we go. So I live in. Does everybody know the IPA here? Live. It looks like this. Let me put an L there. Live. Live. That's the IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet. And if you say live in, I live in, that's pretty simple. That's almost like the spelling. This is the International Phonetic Alphabet. I'll put that here. IPA. And this is one of the things that I teach in my Patreon course, by the way. IPA is International Phonetic Alphabet, 国际音标 in Chinese, or I'm sure. Let me see how to say this in Spanish. IPA. Oh, of course, it's the Alfabeto Fonético Internacional. It is the IPA in English, and so it has these symbols. This is L, I, V, I, N. And so these sounds added together equal live in. But what's the connection? How do we connect these sounds? Well, we just move the V over here. And we say L, I, Live in. Live in. Live in. I live in. I live in. Look, we move the V over here to the other side. I live in. So I live in California. I live in Mexico. I live in Jordan. I live in Tamaulipas, Mexico. I live in, right? So when you say live in quickly, you don't need to separate it. You can just say live in. I live in. Okay, let me look at the chat real quick. Looks like we have a couple new people. Very nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining. Somebody asked how I pronounced bon appétit. It looks like French. Bonbettie. I actually don't know what that means. What does that mean? I'm afraid I can't read your name because I don't know Arabic. I wish I knew how to read Arabic, but I can see that there's a r in your name and a k maybe. But otherwise I can't read Arabic very well. Jose Lembo, it's great to see that you like my videos. I'm glad that my calm teaching style helps people. Привет, Petirem Sorokin. Привет, Katala. It's great to see somebody else here. Some new people today. Some new people in my chat. Welcome. We have a couple different people from Brazil today. I would love to learn Portuguese, but I don't speak Portuguese yet. In fact, if you write some things in Portuguese, I'll try to say them, but I know my accent will be very funny. So if you want to challenge me to speak in Portuguese and read what you write, I'll be happy to do it, but my accent is going to be really funny. Petirem Sorokin, where are you from? Where are you from, Petirem? Alright, so we were just talking about I live in. So that's pretty easy, right? The only trick there is move V to the next syllable. Halo Alex, apakah kamu juga belajar bahasa Indonesia? Sekarang saya tidak belajar bahasa Indonesia, tapi saya masih gunakan bahasa Indonesia untuk melihat kompas.id. I read Kompas in Indonesian, melihat Twitter in Indonesian. I still use Indonesian to read online, but I don't speak it because there's not really anybody I can speak Indonesian with nearby. Tidak ada orang di sini yang bisa berbahasa Indonesia. So if you would like to speak Indonesian with me on my chat, that would be great. I would love to have more practice in Indonesian. Okay, so Sarilio says, Oi, meu nome é Alex. Hi, my name is Alex. How did I do? Rate me out of 10. Did I get 4 out of 10? 3 out of 10? How was my pronunciation? Petirem says San Francisco now. That's actually pretty close to me. I live in California. I was in San Francisco just recently. So that's great. I hope you are enjoying San Francisco here. Jinsu Kim, I'm very sorry, but I can't read Korean. Can somebody help me understand what Jinsu Kim just said? I went to Seoul one time, a long time ago, but I couldn't read any Korean. I could read the Hangul that said like Seoul, but I couldn't read anything more than that. Like on the subway, I could see, oh, this is this name of this subway station. That's how much Korean I could read. Maybe we can learn a little Korean right now. What is Jinsu Kim saying here? I think this is ha. Ha? No, that's not ha. That's he. Hing. I'm lost. I don't know. I need to look at a Korean vowels. I remember the consonants actually. This is ho, so this is heo, right? Oh, hey bro, do you also speak Korean? Yes, I'm sorry. This is, you can clearly see how much Korean I speak. DZ, ni hao, ni hao, how's it going? Oh, right, of course, hyung, but of course it's not hyung, it's hyung. Hyung is xiong, right? Hyung is this one, right? Not like this. Hyung. So this is like, it's bro, right? It's in Chinese we say xiong. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Hyungnim. Funny, I'm so glad that it's easy for me to understand, easy for you to understand what I'm saying, because I know sometimes I speak fast, and if I speak too fast, please let me know. If you don't understand because I'm speaking too fast, please let me know. So have you guys seen my channel before? Or do you know my videos, my connected sound videos, or my multi-language videos? If so, I'm super happy that you've joined for today's broadcast. This is actually my very first YouTube broadcast. You see here my first, oops, I'll put that there. My first YouTube live stream. I'll take this away here. Welcome to my first YouTube live stream. I'm really happy to see people here who are fans of my videos. And I want to know, what do you guys think the most difficult part of learning English is? I'm curious to hear this, because we have people from all over the world right now. Right now we have people from Korea, people who speak Chinese, people who speak Russian, from Moscow even. And all of you have a different experience in learning English. So what's the hardest part of English for you? What's the hardest part of English for you? What's the hardest part of English for you? Vowels? Yeah, I bet vowels are really difficult. What's hard about vowels for you, Solkunst? What's difficult for you when you learn English vowels, like the difference between a, a? Are these things difficult things for you? DZ says the intonation, 语音语调. The intonation, yeah, that's a pretty difficult thing for sure. Not standard. Not standard. What do you mean by that, Amy? What do you mean by not standard? The accent? The accent, getting a good English accent? The linking words? Eduarda says the linking words are difficult. Sarillo says, am I saying that right? Sarillo? Or is it just Sarillo? Says the pronunciation. These are all difficult things. Funny says speaking is difficult because of the vocabulary. Let me write some of these down. Let me write these down. So far we've heard vowels, intonation, vocabulary, listening to movies. Actually, let me tell you, Basant 23, you said understanding English in movies is hard. Well, honestly, native speakers have a hard time too. Movies are hard to understand. Why are movies hard to understand? Well, because in a movie, the people are talking to each other about something else, right? They're not talking to you. Right now, Basant, I'm talking to you. Sarillo, I'm talking to you. Funny, I'm talking to you. But in a movie, I'm talking to somebody else, right? I'm talking to somebody else. And it's so fast in a movie too. So don't worry if movies are hard for you to understand. Actually, a lot of native speakers in America, the UK, Australia, everywhere, a lot of native speakers have a hard time with hearing and understanding movies. When I was growing up in America, I always put on the subtitles, the English, even for movies with English. I always read the subtitles because I thought it was hard to understand people speaking in movies. It was not easy for me. Oops, there we go. Sorry. It was not easy for me to understand movies as a native speaker growing up in the United States. Basant, where are you from? By the way, 看去学中文 with Amy, that's great. I haven't seen your channel before, but I'm going to click on it now and make a note to check out your channel later, because it seems like 看去学中文 is a great way to learn Chinese. The first time I was learning, the first year that I was learning Chinese, I watched 欢乐颂. 欢乐颂. Yeah, 欢乐颂. I watched that drama, 欢乐颂. It's called Ode to Joy in English. I don't know if you've seen it. Amy, have you seen that drama before? 欢乐颂. Funny says, speaking is difficult, but reading is a little easy. 欢乐颂, right, of course. And Basant is from Egypt. Welcome. How do you say welcome in Arabic? I know marhaban. I think that's it. Marhaban, right? Marhaban, right? Okay, so Jose Lembo says that's a relief because there's too much distraction. I agree. So what should you watch? What's the best stuff to watch when you're learning English? In my opinion, it's TV and YouTube. TV and YouTube. So why do I recommend TV? Let me put that here. I can have something like this. Maybe also I can make this bigger. No, that's me. Let me make this bigger. Make this bigger. Now I can put more things on the screen. If I make that small, I can put more things on the screen. Then we can all see. Down. Okay, then we can all see a little bit more of my whiteboard here. So why do I recommend movies? Well, let me explain. Not movies, I'm sorry. Why do I recommend TV series? Well, with a TV series, let's say advantages of TV series. Advantages of TV series. I think you can listen to the same actors, more speech per minute. It's better than a movie, right? Because people talk a lot more, and usually shorter stories. Usually shorter stories. Usually shorter stories, because a movie is 2 hours long, right? Maybe just like 20 or 40 minutes for each TV episode. That's why I recommend watching a TV series. That's a great way to practice your English listening that way. Let me look at the chat right now. It says, Petitum says my accent is extremely musical. Well, that's really nice to hear. In my Patreon, let me put that Patreon link again here. If you haven't seen my Patreon, and I can even put it here, but that doesn't matter. If you haven't seen my Patreon yet, then I recommend checking out my Patreon page, because I have every week I have a course that's about 1 hour long. Every week I have a new episode. And in that episode, I talk about the IELTS exam, and even if you're not studying the IELTS, I talk in a lot of detail for like an hour about the pronunciation and the intonation for all these different things that I've prepared. So if you're interested in learning a lot of in-depth speaking and listening fluency tips about intonation and the connected sounds, check out my Patreon, the link that I just put in the description. You might find it useful. Gilbert says, how to speak and build vocabulary. That's hard. So listening and vocabulary are really connected. listening and vocabulary, because if you have a good accent, then it's easy to understand words that you know, right? If you don't have a good accent, you might, for example, you might see this word something, right? Something. Very simple, right? Where'd it go? There we go. Something. You might see this word something. If you don't have a good accent, you might see this word something and you might think something. But in very rapid speech, you realize that it is actually something. Something. The pronunciation is actually like this. Some. Or if you know the IPA, it's like this. Glottal stop. Maybe if I do more live streams, I'll have better handwriting. So when you say quickly, like when you say the word something quickly, you say something. And this is a really common thing that makes it hard for people to understand if they don't know pronunciation. So you need good pronunciation, and then you need good vocabulary. Then your listening will be really good. And then listen a lot, right? If you listen to English for 100 hours, and you carefully listen to English for 100 hours, which is not that long, right? You could listen to English 2 hours a day for about 2 months, and then that's 100 hours. That will really, really improve your English. Listening, for example, when I was studying German, I would listen on the train to podcasts in German for 40 minutes, 1 hour on the train, 1 hour on the train to work, and 1 hour on the train from work. I would listen to German to work, German from work. And all of that listening made it so easy for me I got a perfect score on the German test stuff. It was a German listening exam that I took. I took that exam and I thought, wow, these people in the exam are speaking so slowly, because I had listened to so many hours of German. I had good pronunciation, good vocabulary, and lots of listening. So those are things that can really help you build your comprehension of English. Okay, let me see here. So Petiram Sorokin says, I still don't understand black people from Oakland. Well, yeah, I mean, in different parts of the country speak differently, and different social groups have different accents. And the best way to understand is to go on YouTube and look for people who make vlogs speaking in that accent. So maybe you can find people in Oakland who are doing fashion vlogs or travel or food vlogs and using that accent the way they talk, and then you'll be able to understand them when you actually interact with them in natural life. Verstehe ich Deutsch? Natürlich verstehe ich Deutsch. I've studied German for a long time. Deutsch war eigentlich mein Nebenfach an der Universität. German was actually my minor in university. So I do understand German. I have studied German for a very long time. And I'm glad to hear if there's anybody here who can speak German with me and help me practice German. Nelson Munoz says that he likes to see my show from Colombia. I'm great. I'm very happy. I've never been to Colombia, but I'm happy that you guys are enjoying my channel and maybe my live stream today too. Okay, speaking of my live stream today, I'm actually going to end this pretty soon. I've had a really good time. I've had an excellent time with today's live stream. It's great to meet all of you from different parts of the world. And so I just want to say one last time, if you are interested in checking out my Patreon, I have a lot of content on Patreon that you can't get on YouTube. I have a lot of great stuff on YouTube, but I have a lot of stuff on Patreon that is not on YouTube, and that includes long videos that are like 30, 40, 50 minutes long about pronunciation. That includes a whole course about the American English accent, starting from each sound and going up to the to connecting sounds together with intonation. And it includes an audiobook that I've read. Check out the Patreon link to see which audiobook it is, and I hope to see you there as I'm a new Patreon of me. So I'd love to live stream more often. This was actually really fun and very easy. It's great to meet everybody, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for joining today. Bye-bye.